that's echoed every single day on social media.
I mean, Cross has to be. This is all a hoax, isn't it, Miss Heard?
In this room.
You just made all this up, didn't you?
Every single day, I have to relive the trauma.
Oh, we
My
are
hands
live.
shake. I wake up.
Oh my
screaming.
gosh. I was trying to set up and she came on. And I was like, I have to hurry. I have to hurry.
Rules about
what friends?
Not scare me.
Objection, hearsay.
Yes, sir. Unspoken rules.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Unspoken
About how
rules
to not
for imperfect
touch me,
victims.
not to surprise me. My intimate partners have rules about how they can deal with me, how they can touch me. I have rules for doctors and medical professionals I see, gynecologists I see.
Gynecologists
I live my life with these sets of rules that I have to follow, my friends have to follow for me not to have a panic attack or a triggering event where I relive the trauma. Even if I'm training to do my movie, for instance, if I'm training for Aquaman, a combat
Aquanet.
scene, and
that's all we
a
talk
trigger
about.
happens, I have a meltdown and have to deal with that. The crew I work with have to deal with that because of the damage I walk around with every single day from what I've lived through, from what I've survived. I'm not sitting in this courtroom snickering.
You
I'm not
literally
sitting-
have been.
You literally were yesterday. You were laughing.
I'm not. This is horrible.
Who are you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes?
This is humiliating for any human
Oh,
being.
awesome. Here come the tears.
Still no tears.
Here come the tears.
Perhaps it's easy to forget that I'm a human being.
No, you're not. You're not a human being. Prove you're a human
I deserve
being.
this and promise you do this. I don't deserve this. I want to move on. The statements, the attacks on me, the campaign, that Donnie has elicited millions of people.
Is this the crying hair?
Objection on lack of foundation.
Oh!
Speculation.
Oh, she's objecting during the crying.
Shut up, Amber.
Savage.
Amber, how have the Depp Waldman statements impacted your
I
ability
hate that Waldman shit.
to do charitable work?
That should have been objected to immediately.
You know,
To do charitable work.
I would. The only reason that people like Dr. Kearney,
Oh, she's
can
gonna be
sit here on the stand and
barbecued.
say I'm high functioning and I do things like have hobbies.
I'm high
Because I care about
functioning.
children.
is
Objection,
because I'm not-
non-responsive.
Your Honor,
Stop
you
crying.
had long-winded responses yesterday.
Oh, And cute.
Because I found a solution to that pain. I woke up every
Alcohol.
morning with panic attacks and trauma until I realized I could do something with it. So to answer your question, Ben, it's I was able to turn the things that I've lived through, my pain, my life experiences, into work, into action, into providing a voice for other people.
Oh,
I'm
no
not
one's ever
saying-
thought of
I'm
you
not
as a
trying to
voice.
present myself as one, as you all know, but I selfishly found relief in being able to use what I've lived through to advocate for others, to bring light to these issues, to give a voice to people who don't have the voice and the platform that I have.
Oh my gosh.
And while I would not wish this situation on my worst enemy, if it gives a voice to someone who doesn't have it, but I now, as I stand here today, can't have a career. I can't even have people associate with me because of the threats and the attacks that they have to endure.
She was
Objection,
fine.
non-responsive.
And I can't do my charity work.
Sustain the objection.
Can't do my charity work. That
Amber,
was-
other than the
He asked
threat,
you how.
Brad,
I
what
can't give
other
my $7 million
threats
to the
have you
children.
endured since the Depp Waldman statements were made?
I receive hundreds
Objection
of
hearsay.
death threats
Objection hearsay.
regularly, if not daily. Thousands
Oh, yeah.
since this trial. has
This right here,
started.
man.
People
This right
mocking-
here. I was
That
like,
has
she's going
nothing
to be
to do with
barbecued.
Mocking my testimony about being assaulted. Making
Yeah.
fun of my
That umbrella
Really
man.
not credible.
Non-responsive.
What's the damages?
Irrelevant.
Bringing
You
her
can
up
continue.
to tell them
Amazing
about
acting skills.
how the entire world doesn't believe her isn't the best move.
agonizing. Agonizing, painful, and most humiliating
Miley Cyrus face.
thing I've ever-
Recite Johnny Depp adjectives.
I hope no one ever has to go through something like this. I I just want Johnny to leave me alone.
Oh my gosh! Then quit saying shit about him. Lady, you're crazy.
Now, and I thought he would after
Objection
2020.
non-responsive.
These crazy chicks, they can't leave dudes
Alright.
alone.
Cross-examination. Just play the "Come Back, Johnny, Please"
By the
video.
way, this is a common mantra of people who defame someone else. After
What do
they
you hope
defame
to
them and
reclaim
destroy them, they just
after
want the
this is
person to
over?
leave them alone.
Protecting the secret that I did for as long as I did has taken enough of my voice. Johnny has taken enough of my voice. I have the right to tell my story. I have the right to say what happened to me. I have the right to my voice and my name.
Do
It took it
you?
long enough. I have a right as an American
Oh my gosh!
to talk
You
about
did
what
not!
happened to me.
Being
Tell my story
American.
and my truth.
Or at least
I have
know
that
it
right.
free.
I hope to get my voice back. It's all I want. And I've said that from day one.
Thank you, Amber. I don't have anything else.
All right, cross-examination.
Okay, Camille, bring it. Gently, but savagely.
That's awesome.
So you want to move? We approach.
Yes, yes.
That was terrible.
That was stupid.
That was a terrible way to spend the rest of your time. Wow.
It may prove to have been catastrophic depending on how this cross goes.
Yeah. I mean, what she didn't bring anything to the jury at all other than this
Histrionic.
emotional ploy. Yeah, histrionic.
Ironically enough, right? Histrionic disorder.
Yeah.
This emotional ploy at the 11th hour of the thing, talking about the social how everybody in the world doesn't believe her, which the jury's been instructed this entire time to not look at social media, and so maybe they have not, but maybe they have. But if they haven't looked at social media, she just told them everybody doesn't believe me, nobody believes me, and they're gonna go, that's weird, I don't either, and so if everybody else doesn't, maybe there's a reason. And look at her now. There's no tears. There's no
utter
sadness.
Yeah, the utter lack of
instantly turns
genuine emotion. It's just turn on, turn off. I object. Cut. Okay, you're ready to ask questions. Cue, and then this. There's just no genuineness.
She'd be
It has-
perfect for one of the 15th Terminator movie. Just peel back her face and it's a metal shell underneath.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I've said since the beginning. It's just her eyes are soulless.
Dead.
There's just nothing there.
Black eyes.
Like a doll's
Doll
eyes. Ah!
Dead eyes.
This testimony brought to you by Gatorade.
You know what they should do? They should bring her back. They say, Miss Heard, you were present for the testimony of your acting coach, right? Do you remember when she said that you couldn't actually
Excuse me.
cry and produce tears for acting? So they could always tell when you were lying? Yes? No further questions.
I absolutely would do that.
Raider Fankeef says they can cross her for as long as they want with their remaining hours. Technically, cross exam has to be limited to the scope of direct.
But there was a lot there to work with.
There's a lot of inroads there because she just talked about basically Johnny's giant campaign against her, all of the lying about her, everything. No one believes her. So she's put her entire credibility in there. She's, I came up here to tell the truth. I'm damaged from all this stuff. So they get to go kind of where they want.
Why would nobody believe her? I mean, that is a continent of territory.
Yeah.
Then again, you don't want to just dogpile on her so much that people start feeling bad for her.
No, I would actually keep it short. I mean,
Yeah.
precision is what you want here.
It's
Camille go, Amber, did you, never mind, I rest.
yeah. Amber
No
Heard,
further
that was quite the performance,
Right.
wasn't it?
No.
Camille will get up there like, Miss Heard. Oh, never mind.
Seriously,
Miss-
no questions.
Miss
Not even
Heard,
no
did you
further
have
questions.
Miss Heard, did you have any crying scenes in Aquaman? No? We understand why. Thank you, Your Honor. No
Right,
further
that's
questions.
Is it true they
Awesome.
cast you in Aquaman because you'd be in water and they didn't have to worry about your inability to create tears? The whole ocean was your tears.
The
Oh crud!
that was, terrible move. I mean, I again, I don't see the wisdom in that. And they're probably advised her against it, but she was probably said, "This is what I want to do."
We need a meme where they take that old robot from the TV show Lost in Space and put him in the witness stand here with Amber's blonde hair.
Danger, Amber Heard.
Baby.
Danger,
Camille's
Johnny
legs-
Depp. Danger,
Dog
Johnny
Camille's-
Depp.
Camille's legs are longer than his.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good thing.
she has long legs and a shorter body.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see.
So you're saying
Um,
you've all noticed this before I did. I've just noticed this because I'm.
I only noticed it today, actually.
Oh.
But she also has, I mean, to be fair, she's got one of these shortcut jackets on, so
Yeah.
it actually makes her body look a little shorter.
It's a look. She's got heels on under those bell
Yeah,
button
true.
pants, I'm sure. It's a good look.
Let's-
I
Woodwright
recommend it,
shop.
ladies.
I'm not complaining. Just
Yeah,
wanted to-
Camille has never failed to look feminine in this
Yeah.
proceeding, and Amber Heard has failed to look feminine most of the time.
Oh, here's
That's
our Daily
true.
Whitney show.
That's so
Gosh,
true.
look at how
What a-
she
my gosh,
always
she's
looks
cool.
like that.
It's the
She looks
concentration
like a
camp
hostage,
survivor.
right?
Oh my
Yeah.
Like one of those
gosh!
movies where they've strapped a bomb
Holy
on under
cow.
the jacket. You have to go rob the bank or they'll blow you up.
Blink
Could you
3 times
imagine
if Amber's making you do
Seeing
this.
her in public.
Let's see.
Whitney Heard
Woodwright,
starring in Under Duress.
Woodwright Shop says, would you entertain an upstart LawTube member joining the 24-hour chat tomorrow? DC Bar certified government contract attorney, brand new YouTuber. Yeah, man. Send me a DM or email me or both. And if you're still around, we'll make it happen. If my swearing at the chat earlier didn't scare you off, look, I'll never not be me. Engineer says, sent a few
I'll
super
never
chats
not
already,
be
but been
me. I
watching
love
since
it.
your commentary of Sargon's destruction of Akilah Hughes' lawsuit. Loving your commentary of legal matters online and snarkiness. Hey, thank you. The Dragon's Treasure says the rest of LawTube's
Hey,
excuse
Jules.
of courtroom decorum and other excuses for DUI guys utter bull. I'm disappointed to
Oh,
say
it
the least.
does.
Look, I'm not.
Holy cow! It
I'm
does.
not going to comment on other people's things. What I will say simply is that DUI guy is welcome on my show. He has the link, and I hope he joins us at lunch to give us his impressions of how all this is going down. But you know what other people do on their shows is up to them. Zachary Rossfield, for the 24-hour live stream, we should let some of your followers jump on calls for live questioning / discussions. That is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a good idea because it always sounds like a good idea, but the risks you take when you allow just people to come on are twofold. One, the person will be terribly uninteresting, which is not their fault. If they don't talk for a living in some capacity, it gets a little weird sometimes. Two, the real risk though is that someone will come on and say something that can get the whole thing shut down really quickly.
Don't have
So-
the beauty of a 7-second delay.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, YouTube has a delay built in, but there's not an undo button.
Yeah.
There's not like there's a 20-second delay, but that doesn't mean that I can stop it in
Yeah,
that 20
you
seconds.
don't have the panic button.
Yeah. Skeleton says if Amber Heard testifies again, wouldn't Johnny's team get
Oh,
to cross her
geez.
again with their 7 hours? Yes.
Yep, we're
Lady
seeing that
lawyer.
now.
Lady lawyer would tear her
Terribly
apart on the stand.
uninteresting.
Amber Heard's team would be
That
foolish
is
to
my new
chance that
favorite
sort of
word.
treatment, even with rehabilitation. Oh,
Looks
and
that
they
way.
just said, "Hold my beer." Kakalo Tuzaro says, "Wouldn't Isaac Baruch wasn't he supposed to be called back?"
You felt bad for
I
her?
wouldn't say he was supposed to be called back. He was held for recall.
That's
so he could be
interesting.
called back, but
I
they
mean, that's
decided
fine. I'm not
to
saying
call him.
anything bad about it, Jules.
Daphne Lansborough
Uh,
says, "Good morning, Nick and Andrew."
I had a
Good
totally
morning.
different emotional reaction.
Charles Bloomer says, "Yeah, but he pledged to do 7 million surgeries."
So
So what did DUI guy do? He got banned at Legal Bites?
yeah, long story
You already
short,
covered? Sorry.
no, I haven't really talked about it because it's like drama, and I don't want people to infer something.
All right,
My
I don't
un-
need to know. It's fine.
Well, Now
Oh.
the specter's been raised. So
Okay.
my understanding of the situation was it had to do something with maybe his reaction, because when that TMZ reporter annihilated Elaine with that
Yeah.
headshot, DUI guy had a very pronounced reaction
saw
in
that.
court. Yeah, so did I. I mean,
That's just a
highlighted
normal,
it.
We thought it was funny.
spontaneous human reaction, right?
Yeah, highlighted it in my video. But
I love you,
but,
Jules.
my
Always
understanding
be
is
you.
maybe that came across wrong or something. I don't know. Again, it's very hard to be banned from a Ricada Law stream. It's like
Because I'm still here.
you have to be like awful, not just to me, but to other people that I don't think you should be awful to.
I mean, it's not like he's a party lawyer. He's just there in the gallery. People have emotional reactions to, well, emotional testimony.
Right. So, but again, I don't know the full context. I don't know the full story. That's my understanding. And so, like I said, other people are free to do on their channels what they do. There's no rules of decorum for LawTube, because I would have been kicked out immediately. Although I've always hated the name, so if they kick me out, that's fine.
LawTube. Oh yeah.
Well, at
stupid
least I
name.
know my off-color jokes are always welcome here, Nick. Thank you very much.
Always welcome here. I think they're a feature, not a bug. Believe me.
Yeah, about the only way to get kicked off my
I'm
stream
still
is to
worrying about
attack
protecting my image. I don't want to
guests.
go too hard, too fast.
Yeah. Well, and one day that'll fade when you get.
All right, so enough of that stuff. So this is a good intro to this. So the he said that evidently it had something to do with the TMZ guy over there at Legal Bites. Well, in case you guys don't know,
Okay, this case is being televised, right?
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't it?
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
I can ask that question.
Overruled.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
is that not something else? We got a shout out to the White Rabbit. Who knew? She got skills I didn't even know about. And I thought I exhausted all of her skills. So that is awesome. I'm looking at a chat now. Oh yeah, she's awful. So Jules, you bring up something. You made me think about this. So I started thinking. I was like, okay, public relation wise, Johnny Depp completely wins. The reason why this trial's gotten bigger and bigger and it's becoming like a pop culture sensation, whatever deal now, is because this is like the peak of Me Too. If you don't think that there is a cultural war, and well, of course you do, because we're all frontline people, all right? So you see the culture war, you just have to decide, are you picking up your sword and shield or not? And everything is like this new normal that they want to do, right? So they attack. The whole point is, I don't know. I don't know a good way to word it. There's a gross attack on men in this country, and not that I ever have that. Level, what's up, bud? I say level, but levied, but I just see level head, and that's the first thing that comes in my mouth. Dude, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. That's what I'm gonna rename this channel to It's Always 5 o'clock somewhere. That reminds me, I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and it was 5 o'clock. It's like 5:05, right? Everybody had done the Fred Flintstone They'd run out to their cars. They were trying to get home. And I'm stuck in traffic. I look over, there's a white minivan. And there's a guy driving it. And he's drinking a tall boy Budweiser. And I just started laughing. I was like, that. And he had like a tie, but he had a short sleeve shirt on, you know? It's a horrible look. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Let me see. They're back now.
All right.
Get her.
Your lies have been exposed to the world multiple times, right?
Oh, jeez.
Straight for the throat.
I've been lying about anything I've been here to say.
You sat here and told this jury that the events in Hicksville started with Mr. Depp getting really upset about a woman leaning on you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's effectively what happened, yeah.
You testified that he actually grabbed that woman's wrist and twisted it, right?
And told her that he could effectively break her wrist by saying he knew how many pounds of pressure, or asking her how many pounds of pressure it took to break a human wrist.
But your own witness, your former best friend, Rocky Pennington, she didn't corroborate that, did she?
Oh.
I'm not quite sure what part of that night she saw. There were a lot of
I
people
hate
there.
how she looks at the jury.
Nobody
Where are they?
You
corroborated.
testified that Mr. Depp grabbed anyone's wrist in Hicksville.
Again, I don't know what Rocky saw. There were a lot of people there that night.
I'm
You
going to
wasn't aware of
Hicksville,
Once you
folks.
brought Mr. Depp back to your trailer, he trashed it, correct?
That is correct.
And the manager of the Hicksville trailer park was furious
Trailer
that Johnny
park.
had wrecked the whole thing. Do you remember that testimony?
That's correct.
Well, we heard from that manager of the Hicksville trailer park, Morgan Knight, on Monday, didn't we?
I'm not quite sure who that
$62.
guy was or if he had any involvement in this. I know a lot of people have come out of the woodwork to be involved.
Oh, everybody wants to be involved. Because
Everybody's a liar,
Mr.
except
Knight
for her.
of testifying and committing perjury.
I'm not accusing anyone. I just don't recognize that man.
The
We heard
manager.
Mr. Knight testify that it was actually you who was upset with Mr. Depp spending time away from him. Isn't that correct?
How would he know? He wasn't there.
Oh.
You heard Mr. Knight testify that.
Oh,
it was
she's
actually
trying to be
you who was
Johnny
yelling
right
at
now.
Mr. Depp.
Again, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of things to be involved in the Johnny Depp show, but he wasn't there.
Right.
He
Like
doesn't
you.
know. And he certainly doesn't know what happened behind closed doors, like most people.
So you're calling Mr. Knight a liar?
Oh.
I am saying he wasn't there, and
Oh.
what he testified to doesn't match what I know happened. But I don't fault him. He wasn't there, so how would he know?
Oh, look at her
Testified he
smirking
was
and
there,
sneering.
Mr. Did you hear that?
That's his testimony, yes.
So you're calling him a liar.
I'm just saying he wasn't there.
So you're calling
You
him
heard
a
Mr.
liar.
Liar.
He wasn't trashed. And that's why you're calling him a liar.
He testified that a light fixture was broken, similar to the way that
Yes,
Johnny's
other than a light
employees
fixture. That was
testified
the
to
only
my
thing that was
closet being
broken, right?
rearranged
Misheard?
and things
Misheard?
like that.
The only thing that was broken in the trailer,
Awesome.
according to Mr. Knight, was a light fixture. Yes or no?
I realized that he summed it up by saying a light fixture was broken, just the way his security guard summed up him
We're
trashing
all
my
in
closet as
court.
being rearranged.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to strike everything after he summed it up, that it was a light fixture as non-responsive.
She answered the question, Your Honor.
Overruled.
In the security guard testimony, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Go ahead.
Mr. Knight also testified that he charged Mr. Depp only $62 for the damaged light fixture. You heard that, correct?
I did.
In Hicksville, you were the only one that was jealous that Mr. Depp was spending time from other people. Isn't that correct, Ms. Heard?
That is incorrect.
In Hicksville, you were the one who was upset that Mr. Depp wasn't giving you enough attention.
Oh.
Incorrect again.
You
Ms.
go,
Heard, you told
girl.
this jury that you had no idea the press was going to be at the courthouse when you got your TRO on May 27th, 2016. Do you remember that testimony?
I said I did not have anything to do with it. Yes.
No. I question again. You told this jury that you had no idea that the press was going to be outside after you got the ex-party TRO on May 27th, 2016. Do you remember that testimony?
I apologize. I must have misunderstood Ms. Vasquez. I actually had no idea whether they were going to be there or not. When I walked into the courtroom that day, it was completely quiet, still, empty. Even though I had given Johnny's team notice that I was filing the
Objection.
TRO,
Your Honor, this is not
we had no
responsive.
reason to
Move
believe
to
the
strike.
press knew.
Ooh.
And Your Honor, I would also ask that you instruct the witness to please stop talking once I lodge an objection.
Your Honor, she's trying to answer the question as best she can, and Ms. Vasquez is misrepresenting to her what she testified to.
I'll strike the last part as
Thank you,
non-responsive.
Honor.
Just if you could just answer the questions asked, okay? Thank you, Ms. Heard.
Who's the chick over here? And the,
In fact, you testified that you were, quote, shocked when you saw press when you were
Who's
leaving the
this chick?
courthouse. Yes?
She was
Yes.
smiling.
You weren't shocked at all, though, were you?
Incorrect. It was.
You knew the press
horrifying.
would be at the courthouse, right, Ms. Heard?
No,
Well, you did bring your publicist to the courthouse with you on May 27th, 2016, didn't you?
I sure did. I'm a public figure. I brought my publicist in case it blew up. In
Oh, sure.
case.
You actually had a
Right.
alert at TMZ that you would be filing a TRO against Mr. Depp that very
No,
day,
I did
didn't
not.
you?
No, I did
The
not.
one day you didn't bother to wear makeup to cover up the mark on your face.
I did not call TMZ or any other news source or paparazzi source. No one.
Well,
I
we
never
heard
did that.
testimony from former TMZ employee Morgan Tremaine yesterday, correct?
Did I hear his testimony?
Yes.
Yes, I was here.
Yes. And you heard Mr. Tremaine's testimony that he knew to dispatch the paparazzi to the courthouse on May 27th, right?
I heard him say that he knew that, yes.
Yeah, and that he dispatched paparazzi to the courthouse to capture a picture of an alleged bruise on the right side of your face. Do you remember him saying that?
I remember him saying that.
That information must have come from your team, right, Ms. Heard?
Absolutely not. Why would I want that? What actual survivor of domestic violence
Oh,
wants
that's
that?
just a survivor.
Now, the video of Mr. Depp
One who
beating
wants
up
it
some
public.
kitchen cabinets,
Yeah.
you admit
For
that you took
leverage.
that video, correct?
Yes.
Yes, I
Kay's
did.
right.
And you acknowledge that the video was released online the day before you were deposed in connection with your divorce from Mr. Depp in August of 2016,
I'm
right?
not aware of
I
that.
believe it was, yes.
But you testified that you had absolutely nothing to do with the video's release, right?
Absolutely not.
And you testified that you learned about it when you landed after flying into LA. Do you remember that testimony?
Upon touchdown is when I was alerted to the videos.
You
existence
heard Mr.
online.
Tremaine testify that about this video as well yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you heard Mr. Tremaine testify that TMZ received the cabinet video the same day you landed at LAX. Yes?
I don't know if that I don't know if that's what his testimony was. I'm sorry.
You heard Mr. Tremaine testify that the cabinet video was posted 15 minutes after TMZ received it. Yes?
That's what I heard him say.
And that this could only have been possible if the video was received directly from the source. Yes?
Ooh.
I heard him say that. I don't know if that's true or if that's possible.
That's
Because it didn't happen when
speculation.
I was
Mr.
flying.
Tremaine
So
testified.
I know that's incorrect, is what I mean to say.
Another liar on the stand.
I just know that that's incorrect.
You heard Mr. Tremaine testify that TMZ
Oh, I
owns the
see what she's
copyright to the
doing
cabinet
now.
video, right?
Oh, she's tearing
That's
her
news to me.
apart.
The cabinet video you filmed of your then husband. Yes?
The copyright ownership of that is news to me. I learned that yesterday.
It's the cabinet video.
Cats use
that
their
you
teeth when
captured
they go in for the
of your
kill.
then husband. Yes?
That is correct. I did capture that video. And
The
yes,
cabinet
that was my
video-
husband.
The same cabinet video that was released the night before you were deposed in your divorce. Yes?
That's correct.
You must have also heard Mr. Tremaine testify that the version of the cabinet video that TMZ received was incomplete compared to the video the jury saw in this trial. Did you hear that?
The video that that you have seen is complete.
Right. But the one TMZ got the day before your deposition in the divorce was incomplete.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
He testified
Came
that
from
the
your
incomplete
phone.
portion of the video where you set up the camera, that wasn't included in the video that TMZ received.
I don't know what
Ooh.
video TMZ
I'm talking
received.
about Mr. Tremaine's testimony, Ms. Heard. Let's just
So you're
focus on
asking me to
Mr.
repeat
Tremaine.
his testimony?
No, I'm asking you if you recall hearing him say those words to this jury.
Yes,
Under
I
oath.
heard his testimony. We all did.
And he testified
Oh,
at the end of the
we
video
all
where you
did.
can be seen smirking. I know you testified earlier that you haven't been smirking in this trial, but you sure were caught on camera smirking in that video.
Oh!
Was also not included in the TMZ video.
Everyone can watch that video and you can determine whether you think it's funny or not.
That's because the video came from you, right, Ms. Heard?
No, it did not.
You
That
edited
video
out
did
the
not come to
portions.
me. I
Ms.
mean,
Heard,
come from me.
Ms. Heard, you edited out the portions that made you look bad before sending it to TMZ.
You're very wrong about that.
So
If
that
I
only
wanted to
Mr.
leak
Depp
information, I
looked
could have
bad.
done it in a more effective way, a lot sooner and a lot
She
more.
testified she
I
didn't
was
know
leaving
how.
a mountain
Right?
of this evidence. If I
This is
wanted
a
to leak it, I
classic
could-
liar's excuse.
Yeah.
They half-ass it, and then they
I
say,
really-
"Hey, if I'd went to do that, I wouldn't have half-assed it."
I
Remember
don't.
that? You edited that video before you gave it to TMZ so that only Mr. Depp would look bad. Yes?
That's absurd.
Right in the middle of your divorce proceedings.
Again, you're very wrong.
This isn't lawyerly indignation. Camille
I'd
looks
like to show you
genuinely
a
pissed.
picture from
Yeah,
already
yeah,
admitted
I
into
think so
evidence.
too.
It's Defendant's Exhibit 799.
But I like this theme. Everyone's a liar but you, right? We're supposed to
Yep.
disbelieve everybody except for you.
It is a good theme.
You're the only person telling the truth.
I mean, if she would have
This
even
is your
Johnny,
admitted
courthouse
to
on
one
manager,
thing wrong.
TMZ.
2016 when you got your domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, right?
Oh, they're gonna
It
have
is.
the picture from the
And
next
next
day.
to you is a woman named Jody Gottlieb, right?
Yes,
Jody
Face
Gottlieb
of a
is your
woman slapped
publicist.
with a
and
mackerel.
dear friend.
Now I'd like to show you what's been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1316. This is a picture of you and your friend Rocky Pennington, right?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I'd like to move to admit this photograph.
Any objection to 1316?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 1316 in evidence. You can publish to the jury.
I've seen this photo.
This is a picture of you on May 28th, 2016, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't know when this was taken.
This is the day after you obtained the domestic violence restraining order against Mr. Depp, right?
I have no idea when this image was taken. I did not take it.
There's no bruise on your face in this picture, is there?
Again, I don't know when this was taken,
But
and also I'm outside.
That's not the question.
I was obviously wearing makeup.
The
I have
question
no
is
idea when this
there a
was taken,
bruise on
so
your
I have
face?
No idea. if I
Zoomed
can
it in
see
on her
what
face. Refresh your recollection.
bruise you can see
Let's
or not.
refresh your recollection about when this picture was taken. Can we please pull
She
up
needs to
Plaintiff's
ask those
Exhibit
questions backwards.
1315,
Is there a
just for
bruise
the
on your
witness?
face here? Yes or no? No,
This is
there's
an
no bruise.
article dated May 30th,
Then you
2016,
set
right,
up
Ms. Heard?
when
That's
it
what
was
says,
taken.
yes.
And this article contains the same photograph of you and Ms. Pennington we were just looking at. Yes?
Yes, I see that.
And the article is entitled Amber Heard Smiles as She Puts Arm Around Friend One Day After Getting Restraining Order Against Johnny Depp. Is that what the title says?
I know that's what the title says, yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit and publish the article with everything but the headline and date and the photo redacted.
Objection, Your Honor. That's inconsistent from the way you've treated all of these.
I'll sustain the objection. All right, next question.
Let's take a look at picture Plaintiff's Exhibit
She's
1317.
going.
Thank you,
Ian.
Shirts, for letting me know.
Doesn't really matter. The
Also a
jury
picture
heard
of
it
you
all.
and Ms. Pennington on May 28th, 2016, isn't it?
I don't know when this photo was taken, but it looks like the same outing as the picture prior.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit and publish Plaintiff's Exhibit 1317.
Any objection?
No, Your
All
Honor.
right, 1317 in evidence. You can publish.
Is there a bruise?
There's
Is
no
the question.
bruise on your face in this picture either, right?
I disagree. If it is taken when you represent it was taken,
See.
then obviously there's a bruise on my face. It's covered by makeup,
Yeah,
as per usual.
see, she gave her that opportunity.
Let's zoom out of that picture for a moment, please. Thanks, Tom.
Is there a bruise
That's
in this
Josh
picture?
Drew in this picture, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And Miss Pennington
That is correct.
in there too?
That
Ms.
is
Pennington submitted a sworn statement on your behalf in support of your domestic violence restraining order, didn't she?
I believe she did, yes.
Mr. Drew also submitted a statement in support of your domestic violence restraining order.
I believe they both did, yes. Mhm.
Ms. Heard, I'd like to show you Defendant's Exhibit 512, which is already in evidence. You've seen this photograph before, right?
I have.
On the second day of your direct testimony, you testified that this was taken in the downstairs of the main apartment on December 15th, 2015. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes, I believe so.
So it's your testimony that Defendant's Exhibit 512 reflects damage to Penthouse 5 that occurred during the December 15th, 2015 incident. Yes?
I'm not quite sure from what incident this is when
Drives
I
me
see
nuts.
this photo in a vacuum without context.
Jules, don't take Johnny
Let's give
Depp.
you that context. Can he please? You can have day 16 trial testimony.
I mean, she's got the sledgehammer out, and she's gonna hammer down again. That
All right.
I think that theme. Everyone is lying. Everyone but me is lying.
Even the media, even the news
Everybody,
reports.
everybody.
And it
Oh, good. Legal Mindset's here.
Legal mindset, and you missed the whole testimony about people wanting to kill her and putting her baby in the microwave.
Oh, I saw it. I was microwaving food while I was microwaving food while I was doing that.
4585.
What an unlikable human. Assuming she's human. I think self-defense. Andrew's probably right.
She's clearly fallen to chaos. 100%.
Yeah, she's going to peel off her skin and reveal
Specifically
the
on
reptilian
starting on
underneath.
line 16, where it says, "Let's talk about December 15th, 2015."
You said 4585. Oh, I'm on 4485. Sorry, you said 4584.
4585.
Pardon.
Line 16.
Guys, if you're new coming in here, listening to this anytime,
Line 16,
day,
where it
night,
says, "Let's talk about
whatever it
December
is,
15th, 2015."
please
You see that?
hit the subscribe and the
Yes.
like button,
And then do you see that your testimony about
and
December 15th,
you'll receive total
2015
consciousness
follows?
on your deathbed in
Let's
return.
see. It's just the first line or two. Yes.
Okay. Now I'd like you to turn to page 4603.
Well, this better be worth it because she's letting her really drag things out.
4603.
Oh my gosh, Amber Heard probably can she read?
Starting at
Do we
line
know
12
this?
and going on to page 4604, line 4.
Okay.
And do you see that you testify that defendant's exhibit 512, which is on the screen,
Yes,
is a picture of the downstairs of the main apartment?
that's correct.
And the main apartment is penthouse 5 in the Eastern Columbia building, right?
No, depends on what the main apartment's penthouse 3. Generally, when we say main apartment,
Penthouse 5 was where you had your closet?
the downstairs was kind of like had some of my painting studio set up and a reception area. Upstairs was the closet.
Got it.
Mezzanine office was in between.
All right, so it's your testimony that defendant's exhibit 512 reflects damage to the penthouse 5, that occurred during the December 15th, 2015 incident, right?
I'm just not sure from which incident this is a picture of, since I'm only looking at
Even
a
though your
partial
counsel
floor.
was asking you questions about December 15th, 2015, and then admitted this picture into evidence
Again,
in
in my
relation to that incident.
sorry, go ahead.
In relation to that incident on December 15th, 2015. This exhibit, defendant's exhibit, you are the defendant, number 512.
Oh,
admitted
you
into
are the
evidence in this
defendant.
court. You testified that this was the result of damage that occurred on December 15th, 2015. Yes or no?
I just need to orient myself because I'm just looking at a picture of a partial
No,
picture of a
Ms. Heard,
floor,
you didn't just
so
look
I
at a
can't.
picture. You looked at your testimony.
You pointed me towards the page and then asked
I
me a
don't know what
question.
it is,
I haven't
but I'm
actually
glad.
reviewed it. I don't know if this was submitted in relation to that incident.
Let's pull up. Let's
No, she's
actually
told to
leave
be
out
herself.
Defendant's 512, and please pull up defendant's exhibit 725, which is already in evidence
Thank
in
you.
redacted form, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You can publish.
Just side by side.
Her going,
You've seen this photograph as well, right?
I have.
On the third day of your direct testimony, you
Oh,
testified
shit.
that this photograph reflected spilled wine in Penthouse 5 on May 21st, 2016.
oh
Didn't you?
shit.
Again, I don't know
Yep.
if I'm looking at a
Same
partial
photo.
picture of a floor. So unless you remove the metadata you've covered up.
Oh, the
you can't tell.
metadata you've
You
covered
might
up.
remove
It's the same fucking water spots. Holy shit.
That's how it's in evidence.
That's how it's in evidence.
Next
Well,
question.
the metadata next to it is so that.
Ms.
to
Heard,
avoid this
Ms.
sort of
Heard, there is
confusion.
no question pending, and I would appreciate it if you wouldn't be making argument to the jury.
Sorry, I think you
Oh,
asked me about it.
oh,
I don't care
oh,
about anything.
oh, I love you.
Let's look at your direct testimony from the third day.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna ask her to come join the chat. What do you guys think? Would Camille be
She
good
just
on Friday night?
eviscerated her. You just showed the same two pictures, testified they were from two different incidents. I didn't catch that because it was, attenuated.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
Holy crap.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's turn to page 4750 in day 17 transcript.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
4750.
Oh my gosh, this is so vicious. Camille is savage.
Rottenborn sitting there going, "Oh shit! Oh
Specifically,
fuck! Oh god!
line
Oh
16.
damn!"
Do you see where Ms. Bredehoff asked you to describe for the jury what took place on May 21st, 2016?
I see that.
And do you see that your testimony is reflected about May 21, 2015?
Yes.
That follows? Okay.
Yes.
Now let's turn to page 4804. At line 14. 4804. Starting at line 14
Yes.
through 4805, line 4.
Going to what line?
Line 4 at 4805. Do you see that you're testifying that defendant's exhibit 725, which is reflected on the right side, reflects spilled wine on the floor in penthouse 5?
That's correct.
And defendant's exhibit 512 and 725 seem to be different versions of the same picture, don't they?
That's correct.
So which is it? Which one was taken on December 15th, 2015, or May 21st, 2016?
If you remove the redacted metadata, you can find out.
No.
Shut up.
Right there.
Or if you're telling the truth,
Shut up.
you would know.
That's right.
Recognize a portion of of spilled wine on a floor, and I'm supposed to know off the top of my head when you've
No.
lived through 5 years of this stuff.
Not
I don't
off the top of your head. You testified.
You testified to both of them.
Thank you, Tom. Ms. Hurd, at the beginning of your cross-examination last
You
week,
just impeached a witness, man. That is
Also,
awesome.
She's kicking our ass, Your Honor.
Holy cow.
This seems insignificant, but this is brutal.
I mean, she just basically said, "How am I supposed to know which one it was?" You testified to the truth of both.
Both. Yep.
Yep.
And your team, this is the secret part, submitted 2 different pictures.
That could have
of
a
the same
double meaning.
image, 2 versions of
Right.
the same picture.
The same picture of purportedly of two different events.
Oh my gosh.
And they just the best part is Depp's team just let it come in and saved it for this evisceration at the end. And of course, that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
You wonder if
this
they
is-
caught it in real time, or if they
This is
were reviewing
assassin
things and
type
found it,
work.
or if an internet sleuth found it. You never know, like what happened. But man, this is nasty.
It ain't good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in the gallery, I would ask that there be no words or no phrases, no words, no sounds at all coming from you. If I hear one more
the
sound, I
DWI guy.
we will continue this testimony without anybody in the courtroom.
People
Understood?
must have gasped.
All right, your next question.
Ms. Hurd, at the beginning of your cross-examination last week, I showed you an audio where you told Mr. Depp to tell the jury, tell the judge, tell the world that he is a victim of domestic abuse. Do you remember that?
That's correct.
And you testified you found it hard to believe that Mr. Depp would tell the world that he's a victim of domestic abuse, didn't you?
I said
she's
I
gonna
find
cry.
it hard to believe that he would do that, knowing that he himself had beat me up for 5 years.
But he
Oh,
has told the world that he's your victim of domestic abuse, hasn't he?
Well, he started to say that only recently. He didn't make that claim up until very recently. So when we signed our divorce agreement and we signed a statement saying that neither party had ever said false claims for financial gain, it was relevant and important to me because I was the only one making the accusations. I was the only one making those claims. He wasn't doing that at the time, and he signed his name to it.
You didn't expect as many people to show up and testify on his behalf that did you?
Incorrect.
When you told this jury under oath that you never assaulted, actually, struck that. When you told this jury under oath that you punched Mr. Depp because you thought of Mr. Depp pushing Kate Moss down the stairs, you didn't expect Miss Moss to agree to testify that never happened.
Incorrect. I know how many people will come out of the woodwork to be in support of Johnny.
So you
This is
think
a
you're
girl
like,
who was
possibly
supposedly pushed down a fucking
woodwork
stairs 30 years ago.
Everybody who was around in the 90s and the early aughts knew that rumor. I had heard that rumor from multiple people. Of course, that's
I
what
didn't
flashed
know that
in my head
rumor.
when
I've
my
never heard
violent
that
husband
rumor. And
not
I'm on
only
the
swung for
internet.
me, but all of a sudden swung for my sister.
I'm an internet
Of course I thought
professional.
of that. I did not expect
Why?
her
It would
to
have
show
nothing
up
to
or
do with
not
that.
expect her to show up. It didn't matter. It doesn't change what I believed
lost
at the
my
time
phone.
when we were on the stairs, and I thought he was going to kill my sister by pushing her down the stairs.
You told this jury under oath that Mr. Depp was aggressive and trashed a trailer in Hicksville. You didn't expect the manager of the Hicksville property, Morgan Knight, to come forward and
this is
testify that that
beautiful.
wasn't true, did you?
Incorrect. I've already been through trials with this man. I know how many people will come out in support of him.
When you told this jury under oath that you
Morgan
had no
Knight didn't
idea
at
that
the
the
last trial.
paparazzi would be at the courthouse on May 27th, 2016, you didn't expect a TMZ employee to show up to testify that TMZ had been alerted that you would be at the courthouse
just
and knew
come running.
exactly which side of your face to take a picture of, did you?
I know how many people will come out and say whatever for him.
Everybody's a liar except for me.
That's why I wrote the op-ed. Is I was speaking to that phenomenon. How many people will come out in support of
Oh,
him?
she's admitting it's Johnny now.
His power. He is a very powerful man, and people love currying
Yeah,
favor with powerful men.
Currying
I know
favor
that
and
firsthand. I've
risking
lived
jail
it.
time for
Yeah,
committing
that.
perjury.
Over here.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
Come on, get over here. Come on.
I didn't hear your
You
question.
didn't hear
Excuse
my
me.
question?
You didn't hear it because you were narrating.
Ms. Vasquez, if you do, please just repeat the question. I didn't hear you.
Curry favor and commit perjury in this courtroom
I have
for
seen
a
people
powerful
do this.
man?
I have seen people do this time and time
Oh,
again.
she's seen people do
That's
this?
why I wrote the op-ed.
You
Who
didn't
is more
expect
interested in lying than you?
Australia to show up from England. He flew from England to testify that Mr. Depp's fingertip was found exactly where he said it would be. Did you?
I have never heard Johnny testify to knowing where his finger was, or really, frankly, making a claim that he knew where it was when it was found. I've never heard Johnny claim that.
You didn't expect
Johnny
Keenan
doesn't-
Wyatt.
Johnny has never
Ms.
actually
Heard.
said that.
Ms. Heard.
And
I think the
Ben
jury
King,
could,
yes.
Ms. Heard, there's no
Oh,
question
she's.
pending.
Shut up!
You didn't expect Keenan Wyatt, Mr. Depp's longtime sound technician, to show up and testify that Mr. Depp is not being fed lines through his earpieces, but instead music, did you?
Not that it matters much, but of course I did. I know how his employees treat him.
So you
I know how
probably-
his team treats him. Of course I expected that.
Okay, so you probably expected Isaac Bruges to come and testify for Mr. Depp, right?
Oh.
I'm not sure I thought about that.
Yeah. But you didn't
Yeah,
expect
yeah,
Mr. Bruges
yeah.
to weep
Absolutely.
for Mr. Depp
Absolutely.
Real tears,
after
liquid
what
tears.
you put him through and so many others with your lies.
I
did you?
relate to Isaac because he and I are
There's
the
no
only
further
ones who
questions, Your
cried
Honor.
on this stand.
Ooh, look at the herd
Correct.
contingency there.
Just destroyed.
Holy cow.
Criminy.
Fuck.
She walked away in the
Ms.
middle.
Heard, if
She
Mr.
totally
Bruce
got
felt
her.
Misled. Who misled him?
Johnny, and I don't blame
Why?
him. I don't blame him from crying. This is
Oh,
horrible.
Now she's gonna cry immediately when her
Ms.
team's on.
Vasquez has suggested
Yep.
faked bruises on your face. Is that true?
Histrionic.
Absolutely not. I didn't need to.
Did you ever fake an injury caused by Mr. Depp?
No.
Is any of the evidence of your injuries that has been put to the jury in this trial fake?
No, absolutely not.
And to the extent that there may be some confusion over when a picture of spilled wine was taken, why might that be?
Yeah, that's how damaging
Because
that
there's
was.
so
Lack of
many-
foundation.
Overruled. Because there's so many incidents of violence. There's so many pictures. There's so much.
So many
evidence.
pictures that I
Most
had to use the
people
same
don't
one
have
twice.
This kind of evidence for years, 5 years. And when I was saying that to Johnny on the phone in that recording, I was saying for years this has been going on, and I have pictures, we have text, we have everything. Normally, you don't get this amount of evidence. That's what I was pointing out to Johnny. It would be crazy to try to challenge this in this way.
Now
It's
she's going
crazy.
down that
It's
where
easy
she's
to
rehearsed.
not know the context of a picture of spilled wine.
She's
because
prepared for
There are
this.
so many more important details, pictures.
And where are
And
they?
also-
Metadata.
So much I didn't photograph, so much I didn't have the presence. of
Objection,
mind to document.
non-responsive.
I'll sustain objection. Next
Ooh.
question.
The jury's
Did
got to
Mr.
be
Depp
wondering
abuse
where all
you
those
physically?
pictures are then.
Yes,
Verbally,
yes,
emotionally,
yes,
psychologically?
Yes.
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 The crescendoed crying. It's
We need
so
some
fucking
vocoder
true.
yeses, I think.
That Mr. Depp made against you individually years ago resemble what you've endured as a result of the Depp-Waldman statements?
Beyond the scope of cross, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Johnny promised me he would ruin me,
I
that he'd
promise.
ruin my career, he'd take my life from me, death was the only way out. And if I got out, this is what he'd do to me.
This is
Wait, he did
ridiculous.
him every single day. He promised me global humiliation. You saw those texts. What he couldn't
Global
do,
humiliation.
the work of one individual, meaning Johnny, when he was inviting a disgruntled employee over for a spot of purple to fix my flabby ass up, that revenge that he sought back then was just what he could do as an individual, calling the studio to get me fired, trying to
Objection,
block-
speculation. Does she
Objection,
have
Your
a
Honor,
flabby ass?
foundation, speculation,
Fact,
hearsay,
not evidence.
non-responsive.
I'll sustain as a non-response.
Amongst others.
Ms. Hurd, how did those things that you just testified to that Mr. Depp did, how did those resemble what happened to you after the Depp-Waldman counterclaim statements were made?
Those are
Objection, Your
just-
Honor, lack of foundation.
She's,
Overruled.
thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
those are just an echo of what I'm living through today. It's like what I'm living in right now. What you see in this courtroom is an echo. This courtroom and the other courtroom he dragged me into to do the same thing.
Drag
again.
me into another
That's just an
abusive
echo of the
technique.
violence and the abuse that I suffered within our relationship. The campaigns to have me fired, the blocking me to try to ruin my career, the threats he's made to humiliate me globally are being lived out in real time in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, for the past 6 weeks and for the whole world since our camera's here.
No further questions. Thank you so much, Amber.
All right, Ms. Hurd, you
Thank
can
you
have a
so
seat
much.
next to your attorney.
She got demolished.
If I could have the attorney's approach.
Demolished. That was
Yeah.
a wicked cross from Camille.
Oh, they said, look, Camille gave her a look.
No.
No, I missed
It was,
it.
it was quick. It was quick, but Camille gave a dagger's look right there.
To the chat, if you're not aware, and some people may not be, Camille Vasquez has been working on this case, but also was on the UK case. She has been waiting to drive the nail into Amber Heard this
Mistake.
entire time.
Oh wow, I
That's
didn't
what I
know
was saying
that at
before Legal
all.
Mindset got here. Was
That's awesome.
This is not lawyerly acting. Camille is
Yes, she
genuinely
did.
pissed.
Yeah,
She's
Yep.
authentically pissed.
and it was great. And lots of lawyer relationships with clients can be very transactional, but you're talking, this is someone that they've been working with now for multiple years. Even the ones who are just on this case have been on this case for 2 years. They've gotten to know Johnny Depp. They know him. They know his story. They've heard it. They've seen the evidence. They've seen the evidence that's not being admitted in court. They've heard all of the recordings. They've seen all of the video. They've read all of the text messages. They know this guy's character, their assessment of his character. So when you see that like anger and indignation, you can honestly look at it as if this is their friend. This is someone that they have developed a friendship with, that they know in a certain way. And this person has been misrepresented. And I think it's pretty telling, the indignation and the difference in posture from the two parties. Because what I see develop between Johnny's team and Johnny looks like a companionship. And when I don't see chemistry between Amber and her team, I don't see any of them with this passion. Remember, Johnny's an abuser who abused her for 5 years. And I didn't get.
Camille walked away smiling.
Your
by
next
the way.
witness.
Yeah.
Your Honor, the counterclaimant Amber Heard rests.
There it is.
Thank you.
It's
All right,
over.
that's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard all the evidence you're going to hear in this matter. What I propose doing is to go ahead and give you the rest of the afternoon off so you can have a good restful afternoon and evening, and we will do closing arguments tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and then the case will be
Hey,
submitted
guys,
to
I'm
you
putting-
for deliberations.
Oh.
Just to give you a little logistics of how that will go. Tomorrow, I won't give you a time limit as far as how long you can deliberate in the afternoon into the evening. I will tell you, within reason, I will tell you I do not serve dinner, so keep that in mind, okay? You will not be deliberating on Saturday or Sunday or Monday, because Monday is a holiday. I would like you to have you back here Tuesday morning, at least by 9 o'clock. If you want to come
Okay.
earlier, that's up to you. You can decide as a group if you want to come earlier than 9 o'clock, but you have to be here at
Shit.
least by 9 o'clock to resume your deliberations again. And again on Tuesday night, and if you have to go to Wednesday or Thursday, that the time that
God
when you
forbid.
take your breaks is up to you, as long as you take them together as far as not having any deliberations unless all of the jurors are in the room at the same time.
So is that
When you
it?
take your lunch is up to you.
Volstorm,
And
I
then
took
again
my
in the
headphone
evening,
off. I
within
wasn't paying
reason, I'll
attention.
let you go as long as you'd like to go. Okay?
But no
So have
dinner.
a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
No
okay?
dinner,
Discuss
yeah.
the case with anybody. Don't do any outside research.
Wow, short trial day.
All right. So, well, the 24-hour stream might be very interesting, might not. We'll see.
So closing tomorrow morning, and then they go into deliberations, but she doesn't serve dinner, so she's not expecting them to go late, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Oh,
she
if
never
they're going to
serves
go late,
dinner.
they're going to do it without
It's a
food.
policy, yeah.
Modified lunch recess just till 12:50. We'll come back at 12:50. We just have a few.
Is
jury
Nick
instructions
doing
left we have to
24
do.
hours
Make sure you get
Friday?
the verdict form taken
This
care of.
Friday?
I want you to review the laptop that we have mocked up and make sure everybody agrees what's on it. And also I want you to look through all your exhibits and make sure we're all on the same page. Before you leave, I'll make sure you have copies of the jury instructions in the order that I'm going to read them. And you should be able to prepare for your closing arguments
Dude.
for tomorrow, okay? All right, we'll see you at 12:50 then.
I'm stupid, man.
Strongly reconsidering the 24-hour stream because I don't think it'll be well placed. If they're not going to go into Saturday, then there's no reason to keep going.
Yeah, it's
and
going to
if-
stop.
If she's
Quitter.
and if she's
Quitter.
not, because if she's not serving dinner, then they're not staying past 7.
5, 6.
Right,
Yeah.
for sure.
So the way this is going to work is tomorrow they're going to come in. There's going to be jury instructions. That's going to take an hour. Jury instructions and then and prep for the closing arguments. And then they'll make the closing arguments for 4 hours.
Johnny has rum in
roughly.
his
They'll have
cup.
4 hours of time. There'll be a lunch break in there. So that's 5 hours.
Wait a second.
And then they're going to have the juror selection, which will name the 2 alternates. And so by the time this is all done, they're already going to be break in there. So that's 5 hours.
Ah,
And then they'll make the closing arguments for 4 hours, roughly. They'll have 4 hours of time. There will be a lunch break.
I
so
was trying to see
that's
what
5
book Johnny
And
had.
then they're going to have the juror selection, which will name the 2 alternates. And so by the time this is all
Volstorm,
done, they're
save me.
already going to be 7 hours into the day.
Yeah, it'll be pretty.
I can't hear. Volstorm, save me. Well, you can't save yourself. It's true. It's so true. So, that was interesting. That was, oh, hang on here. Vols.
What's up, baby?
Tell me. Well, I'll tell you one thing. When you say link, I don't understand you, evidently. I'm like, oh, you want the link to this thing I just put in Discord? And I was trying to send you. I just put this in Discord. It's funny.
Oh, okay.
It's about Amber. And I was like, oh, this is great. And so you said link, and I was like, well, I just put this in Discord. I was like, okay, I'll send you the link too.
I didn't know you had it in Discord.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the link to this. It was a link to a TikTok. That, a viral TikTok about Amber Heard. And so I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll send this to you. I mean, it's...
All right, let's go over a couple procedural things first.
Yes, Jules, they are done. It's over.
Court is done. Both sides have rested their case in both presenting evidence for each side and the rebuttals. So it is, as far as bringing up witnesses, bringing up evidence, it is done. They will have closing arguments tomorrow. They basically ended early today. So they're going to go in and do the closing arguments, and then the jury's going to deliberate.
So tomorrow's the day that should have been the 12-hour marathon.
Right. Well, that's what Rakita's going to do. Rakita said he was going to do a 24-hour stream on the day of closing arguments and deliberation.
Well, I don't know who's going to be listening to Rakita.
No.
Because they're all going to be over here. Obviously, this is making dents on the internet over here.
Yeah, it's going to suck for him because tomorrow night's Friday Night Live.
I know. I'm like, maybe I should send him an invite, or maybe I'll just say, hey, I'll put your stream on in the background. So, this is a guy with 400,000 subscribers, y'all. So, Well, okay, so tomorrow then is closing. That I don't want to miss. Oh, there she is. There she is. Oh, hi.
Look at it. Jeez.
Dude, I mean, it was vindictive. That last little bit. What's the guy's name? Legal Vices.
Yes.
He said it. He was like, "This isn't very lawyerly argumentative. This is more like personal argumentative or something." And it's like, oh yeah, Camille went in for the kill.
Well, yeah. You ever notice how she started when they put her on the stand? Which, by the way, her legal team ought to be fired for putting her on the stand.
Oh, so many times.
They should have. Everybody knew this would happen if Amber was on the stand. But she got up there and she was doing all the wailing and moaning and exaggeration. So you know she's been looking at social media like crazy.
Oh yeah, that's what she does because she has to be what's the word I'm looking for? She has to find praise. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for.
Well, this is a person who never wants to have herself seen in a bad light.
Yeah.
And what she underestimated was the fact that here in the U.S., we have a completely different set of rules than in the U.K.
Exactly.
But I had
tomorrow.
I had no idea. I had no idea that Camille was on the UK panel. It's the same law firm, but they have offices here in the States and in London. And I didn't know she was on the UK panel.
Yeah, that's I wonder because I mean, dude, there's no way she's licensed to practice over there, surely.
No.
And so she went over there then knowing that this was going to happen in America.
Right.
God, man, I mean, could you imagine this legal bill? I mean, Depp's just going to write he's going to transfer the ownership of his island to the law firm. At the end of this.
That's right. But Camille went in there like a woman possessed, because I thought yesterday when Depp was on there, I was like, I don't know. That's kind of, he's either broke even on that or he's kind of lost some ground.
Yeah.
But whatever happened yesterday, Heard got completely slaughtered. It was everybody else's fault. She perjured herself on her own testimony. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was I don't know, man. It was just it was so vicious. I mean, it's savage. And it was funny because I'm sitting here going like there's so many things to object to, so many little things. And the head guy, the dude who sits there next to Johnny,
yeah,
he had to know. He had to know this whole time. He's like, yeah, I got me a lioness back here. She's just waiting. And then it's like today, he's like, right before she went up there, it's like he took the chain off, the leash, and said, "Go get him." And she went for the jugular. And here's the thing: it was her. I can't wait to see what the internet does with this. Because, all the clips, all the whatnots, it's the biggest loss. And you hit on it when you said that Amber's getting on social media as soon as she gets off here. The biggest loss is in public perception.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just done for.
Yeah, she'll never work again.
No.
She will never work again.
No. She'll have Lifetime movies.
OnlyFans.
Lifetime movies. OnlyFans, yes. What about her being a stripper?
I never knew that.
I had no idea. And I'm sitting here going, oh, we got to have pictures.
So somebody's got to have some old VHS video.
I mean, how do the crossover, it was, I took a film class once, and it was about... studied this interview given by Jenna Jameson that said that the crossover from porn to mainstream will never happen, even though every producer in Hollywood has a filthy amount of porn in their library.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, she's like, you won't believe, like, they have unbelievable amounts of it. And, but at the same time, they'll never let a porn star over into mainstream. And I always thought that, that was funny. But not funny, but, it's one of those things to just kind of store in the back of that memory. And when I heard yesterday that Amber was a stripper, I was like, how did she make that crossover? I mean, once you're on the Paul, the coke, the daddy issues, it doesn't usually bode well.
Well, she must not have been very good and not very memorable.
That is, man, I hate the chat sometimes.
How come?
Can you see it?
No.
Can you see the screen?
Hang on. Just saw that. Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love Ray Liotta.
Yeah, I know. That sucks. Amber Heard did it.
Amber Heard and her lying killed Ray Liotta.
A shocker, yeah.
But no, there's
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
You know what? He just got vaccinated too, it says.
Oh, seriously?
No, I don't know. I don't know. But
we won't get into that.
I know, man. Dude. That sucks.
There's nothing like testifying to two quote unquote separate pictures on the stand and saying you identify both of them. And then
what a dumbass.
And then rebuttal, come back and say, well, I don't know what those are. You just admitted in your testimony you knew them.
Yeah, and it's like, and I love how she's trying to say, oh, well, you'd have to look at metadata. She's heard that term enough to be able to repeat it.
Yeah.
Because nobody does that. Normal people don't look at that.
I've never even heard the term metadata until this trial.
Oh, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? It sounds like stupid shit. And that's what, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss. I apologize. Try to keep the show PG-13. That's my one S word. Let's see here. Hang on. Always. I'm trying to look something up. I'm doing a eulogy. I need to do a eulogy for Amber Heard. Oh, actually, you know what? Speaking of Goodfellas, that reminds me of the movie Casino. Did you ever see that?
I never saw Casino.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, I never saw it. I've seen like all those others.
All the gangster movies and everything. Yeah, you would love Casino. It's probably because it stars
Sharon Stone and what's his name?
The guy Murray on the Joker.
Yes, Robert De Niro.
De Niro, yeah. So like, I just realized, like, I think that I never saw Taxi Driver, but I just realized Casino. I can't think of another Robert De Niro movie. He always plays a supporting actor.
Yeah, he's usually like a mob member or a friend of the mob or something.
It's not, but you never see like, coming this fall, Robert De Niro in. But Casino was his movie. He's the main guy. And well, now I can't tell you about it. But anyway, that's Amber Heard will. She reminds me of Sharon Stone in that.
I was fixed to say Sharon Stone. I knew she was in it.
Yeah, she definitely reminds me of that. Man, that's so weird. I'm still stuck on Ray Liotta. I gotta get over it. That's the role I wanted to get to. I wanted to. Hang on a second. I'm gonna put this up real quick. This is in memory of Ray.
All right.
And then we'll get back to making fun of Amber because she's crazy.
Ha!
and we love crazy. We love crazy chicks here for some reason. Well, you know, it's the hot crazy scale.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see here. Boom. And yeah.
But I have my limits on crazy.
Yeah, it's about 6 hours. Maybe 3.
Charlie Sheen said it best.
Yes.
I'll pay him to go away.
Exactly. So this is like, I love Goodfellas, but it's all about this scene. Let's see here. I'm going to crank that up. This scene right here, I love this line.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
I love that.
I know.
That is just, as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Oh, did I not make that up? Yeah, it went up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it was on.
I see I switched screens. Anyway, yeah, so the Amber Heard, I mean, I wasn't expecting her today. And it was funny. I got up and I turned it on. And then after, you know, I don't even know who was on there this morning. I was like, oh, these are horrible people. I can't dedicate my day to this.
No, I won't tell you what they did. They pulled the same stunt they did when they opened their case. They acted like Amber Heard was immediately going to go up, and they brought up that Dr. Hughes, you know, the anti-Dr. Mommy Muffins. They did it both times. They acted like Amber was going to go up first, and then they brought her up. And I tell you what, that I don't know what the attorney's name is, but the one that always tears apart their expert witnesses, he got her so flustered.
Oh, well, heck, man, when Dr. Mommy came back yesterday, it was like, I mean, dude, again, it was a savagery. It was like, you can smell blood from where are they, Fairfax?
Yeah.
I mean, you can smell blood all over town. I mean, it was like the scene from Dracula, the way they went after those bitches. And they did. It was a cat fight. I mean, if that guy, that head lawyer sitting next to Johnny, if he orchestrated all that, that dude is, oh man, he outdoes Cochran.
There were so many instances where, you know, watching Rakita, the other lawyers on there were saying, you know, well, why didn't they go after this? And why didn't they go after this? They were waiting for this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Waiting, they were waiting for Camille to impeach Amber.
It absolutely was like her. That's what you may not realize if you're not, I mean, if you're just a normal person, you may not realize what happened. And it is, the witness, this is the main person, impeached herself up there. It's like, so everything she says was proven that she's a liar. And that all her testimony, the idea of impeachment in evidence is that you make that person not credible to the jury. And so the jury sits there and goes, man, it's like everything that gets into court, it has to be facts. It can't be, that's why you have hearsay. It has to be presented in court and proven to be fact. If it's not, then it didn't happen. I mean, just, if it's not on the record, it wasn't in court, it didn't happen. And when you have all the statements and all this stuff being said, and a hearsay exception is the person actually being there. Instead of saying, well, I heard Amber Heard say this, right? That'd be hearsay. But if Amber Heard comes in here and says it, then that's like, I mean, it's not a hearsay exception, but that's, you don't have hearsay then. And so she comes in, she says all this stuff, and then Camille just goes in today and she points out that everything she said, she
fabricated.
God, I couldn't think of the word fabricate. Thank you. And she, her statements weren't consistent. She couldn't keep her story straight. You know, I mean, that's just what it boils down to. And so you sit there, and you may not realize this either, because, you know, she's a good liar. You know, well, I mean, they think the problem with liars or like whatever's wrong with her is that they believe everything they're saying is the truth.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody's out to get them and all the other stuff. They're always the victim.
Yes.
And the other people, you start believing it because normal people don't do that. But now, and she got frustrated. And she's going to be like, why didn't people believe me? I mean, she's going to be a victim after
Oh,
this.
yeah.
She's going to run her. I'm sorry.
No, and I've totally kind of played this out of my head as to what's going to happen when, hey, Jules, the reason they tried it in Virginia instead of California was because it was based on the Washington Post piece, and that their headquarters is in Virginia.
Yeah, it has.
It was published by them, and that's what the center of the lawsuit is in regards to, is in that piece.
Yeah, the court has jurisdiction.
But oh God, what was I saying?
You played it out in your head, and
oh yeah, I played it out in my head as to what this is going to be like if and when Johnny wins.
Yeah.
She is going to constantly in the news try to put out that she was a victim, and there'll probably be more lawsuits after this. It won't be against Johnny, but it'll be against, she'll probably go after Johnny's attorney.
Well, I mean, wherever they think they can get blood, that's where it'll be. And the thing, I started thinking about this yesterday, is I don't know, I have to look at the suit, what exactly the cause is for the suit that they're stating, the legal premise here. What is it? Libel, slander,
suit?
defamation.
Which suit?
What?
Which
Johnny's
suit?
suit.
Johnny's, it's defamation based upon the article that she published in the Washington Post.
Yeah, see, defamation is like you just don't win those.
Oh, here's the other thing.
Hello?
Sorry about that.
Lost you. Oh, no problem.
Okay. Here's another thing that probably not a lot of people caught on to. She admitted on the stand during Camille's Cross that Washington Post article was written about Depp.
Oh, that may be a saving thing, but the problem, is defamation, especially a public person. You got to be so specific to prove those elements to get that to win one of those cases, and that's what I'm worried about now. I start thinking about, I was like, I don't know, and you really don't know. I was trying to think back, because you talk about it in torts, and it's kind of like one of those where, unless the more private person you are, like your grandmother,
right?
Well, I take that back. I mean, even look at one of the big ones is there's a case with Evel Knievel. And he sued ESPN because ESPN called him a pimp. And so we have turned, the calling somebody a pimp today is like a term of endearment. But he grew up, and calling somebody a pimp was an awful, awful thing. So that's he sued ESPN over it, and ESPN said basically like, or not ESPN, but the court said, dude, you got to roll with the times. I don't care that you're now like 80 years old when you did the suit.
Right.
This is the way it is. And it's just, but the question is, would say like your grandmother, would she have won the same suit?
Right.
And, probably because she's not a public person and all this other stuff. It's defamation is the worst thing in the world to try to prove. So that's what I don't know if he has satisfied those elements.
Right.
And that's something to look at.
Well, and that's the whole thing that a lot of people need to look at is, Depp is, there's kind of two parts to this. First part is, Depp has presented all this evidence, and they presented really a lot more than what pertains to the issue. But It's whether or not he has proved the issue that she defamed him.
Yeah.
That, that they brought up everything that's happened to kind of prove that he didn't do this, but is what she did that defame him? Did it cost him money? Did it do all this? And the same on her countersuit is, did she provide enough evidence to show that he has made defamatory statements about her?
Yeah.
The other part of that is, just because you and I see what's going on, just because you and I have an opinion, doesn't mean that's what the jury's opinion is.
Exactly.
The jury could have made up their mind day 2.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things I want to warn everybody, because like now's the point where I feel like if you're listening to this, I want to prepare you. I want to prepare you. I want you to be able to leave this and be able to say, Johnny may not win. Like you have a conversation. You say Johnny may not win, and here's why. And it's one, you just don't know juries. Juries are inside the courtroom is so different than what a TV camera shows you.
Right.
There's different feelings. You're in that little box, man, and you realize how important that is. I had you'll hear people talk and say, like, I don't want to be on a jury because I don't want to do a murder trial, because I don't know if I could convict anybody
right,
for like, a death sentence. And that's a big deal on those. And
well, and from what I've heard in regards to the jury, is the jury does have to have a unanimous decision on one of the 3 issues, at least one of the 3 issues that Depp has brought up in his claim.
Okay.
And they don't have to be 100% confident. They have to be 51% confident, but all of them have to agree.
Uh-huh.
Or else you'll have a hung jury, and then that'll be the end of it. But here's the thing, though. If it ends up in a stalemate, or if Johnny wins and doesn't receive a dime, Johnny wins. The only way Amber Heard's going to win out of this is if they completely throw out Johnny's suit and they award her the full money.
Yeah.
That would be the only way.
I didn't know Johnny Depp had a malpractice suit he just settled. And I didn't know that he also had a suit against attorneys. Attorneys.
His former attorney and business manager absconded with a lot of his money, and he sued him and won.
Oh, wow.
Which, by the way, the business manager was one of the people that testified for Amber Heard.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Let's see here. This is damages film career reputation as public figure. According to Depp's complaint. Let's just read the actual complaint. Yeah, it is. It's a defamation suit. Oh,
yeah.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Hang on a second. Let me look up. Defamation. Virginia, a commonwealth. It's not even a state. All right, here we go. I always love it when they give me that short little thing to get me into the site, and then I get to the site and you gotta read the whole thing to find what they're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so annoying. Well, anytime there are legal issues involved, most people think it's cut and dry, and anybody that's been involved with the legal community knows there is no such thing as cut and dry.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. Okay, so in Virginia, for defamation, let's see here. It's a publication of an actual actionable statement with a false statement concerning the plaintiff with requisite intent. So it was published, but I mean, they may even be, that element of defamation may not be met because she's not the publisher.
No, she is.
Oh, she is. Okay.
Yes,
She's
it's well,
considered that.
she wrote it. Her and the guy from the ACLU wrote it, and had the Washington Post didn't just put a story out there; they put up what she wrote. So it is all coming from her. It's the same. It's the same idea as if you write a book and you have a publishing company put it out. It's still your book.
Okay, so here's the it's kind of like a synopsis. This is WJLA TV versus Levin. Is a 2002 case. Statements will be considered defamatory in Virginia if the words used tend so to harm the reputation of another, as to lower him in the estimation of the community. See, that's the community. That's the hard one that's a hard one for somebody who's famous, or to deter third persons from associating or dealing with him.
Yep.
Or make a plaintiff appear odious, infamous, or ridiculous. That may be what they're trying to do. They're trying to make him seem like that. So then for element 2, defamatory statement can be of or concerning the plaintiff, even if the plaintiff is not identified by name. The element will be satisfied if the plaintiff shows that the statement was intended to refer to him.
Yes.
And it would be so understood by persons reading it who knew him.
Yes, and she never mentions him by name in the article, but on the stand, she admitted it was about him.
So that was element 2. That was that's satisfied. So the first one is, again, is to me, I think it's it makes her statements were made to make make Depp appear odious, infamous, or ridiculous.
Yep.
And
that's covered.
Yeah, those are such. Think about that. Those are such weird words. Odious, infamous, or ridiculous.
Basically, to put him in a bad light.
Oh yeah, but I mean, still, it's the proper words they use. It's nobody odious. I mean, who uses that? I don't even know if I know what it means. It's like I know it in a sentence, but I don't know if you asked me to define it, I'd be like, I don't know. Diva hasn't gotten to O yet. By the way, she has got so many fans. And when I say fans, I'm like people that just have swamped that whole thing. I'm like, that is awesome.
Does.
Hey,
okay. I'm all for anybody that's putting up stuff up, in regards to the channel.
Dude, there's so much content out there, and it's YouTube is it's a canvas, and for you to just express your ideas, and ideas are a form of art. But anyway, what did I hear? It was and I was like, that's what I thought too. It was her fingernail porn. And I'm like, yes, yes,
fingernail porn.
Yes,
I do have to admit, red is my favorite on fingernails.
It absolutely is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, who cares, man? Just show your fingers all day. just do videos of just putting fingernail polish on
and put it with that voice.
Yeah, these freaks, man, they'd be all over that. Misfits. That's the term for the chat. Misfits.
Yes.
Yeah, it's true crime people. They call theirs a panel. Ours is misfits.
Misfits, baby.
Yes. Furthermore, okay, this is element 3. Furthermore, publications by the same defendant regarding one specific subject or event. So it is, right?
Yep.
And made over a relatively short period of time, some of which clearly identify the plaintiff and others which do not, may be considered together for the purpose of establishing that the alleged defamatory statements were of or concerning the plaintiff.
Well, they're really only focusing on the one article.
Well, in some cases, a business may bring a defamatory action. Now, business and defamation is another weird one. So I'm just going to do this on Virginia because it gives you an idea, but it's a separate element. A business may bring defamation action on its own behalf when one of its employees is allegedly defamed. There may be sufficient nexus between the man. As soon as Harvey over at TMZ, if he gets that, they'll be suing. TMZ will be suing Amber Heard.
No, they're probably going to go after dude from TMZ for violating his NDA. But he never revealed the source.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Between the alleged defamatory nature of the statement and the business, thus a statement about an employee's private life was not actionable by her employer's absent sufficient allegations establishing a special entry. Special entry, that's the key word for a business.
Right.
But anyway, it's you have to establish, let's talk about the plaintiff, and you have to establish, this is going to be the key. Odious, infamous, or ridiculous.
Well, definitely infamous.
I mean, how do you make a guy that's Jack Sparrow look ridiculous?
You make him out to be a wife beater.
That's it. See, that's it, and that's it. So this is what closing's gonna be about. Anyway, I
wonder who they're gonna get to do close. Are they? Because I'm sure they're gonna get the head attorney for Depp's team, but I wonder if it's gonna be Rottenborn or Cat Lady.
Who did opening for her?
I don't remember.
I think Cat Lady did.
I don't know if it was Cat Lady or if it was Rottenborn. I think it was Rottenborn that did the opening statement.
I bet whoever did the opening, somebody else will do the closing.
Maybe.
So that way you get.
God, imagine the angel of death up there doing the closing statements.
Well, now see, this is where the public relations part comes in. Is that do you get the main guy? I mean, the main dude is the main dude for a reason.
Right.
Okay. He doesn't get there by being a dummy.
Right.
He didn't get there by not fighting in the trenches, by not being an eloquent spokesperson. He knows his stuff.
Right.
But do you, and this is where, and watch this, man, this is going to be all over stuff they're going to talk about. It's, do you have, here's a white man, beating up on a woman again? Or do you have her? But see, my problem is that you have when you have, after that vicious assault on Amber today.
Yeah.
Did anybody know if 911's been called to see if Amber needs resuscitation?
I was fully expecting the EMTs to show up or a coroner.
Right? Really, really. And after that, do you have her do closing, or are you afraid that she'll look like you're just piling on at that point?
Right.
It's the main guy, he's already decided.
Oh,
but they'll go back and they'll discuss this, and they've probably been writing closing. This is a good team. I'm really impressed by them. They're either incredibly intelligent right away, or I don't know. Oh, wait a second. Outpost, he wants in. Outpost, go to. I'll let you on here.
I'll tell you what, man. Let Outpost jump on. I'm gonna jump off. I just wanted to.
Well, that was me. I was waiting to go off. I was only on here because you said you're coming on.
All right, man.
So, all right, man. Take care.
I gotta go make deals,
dude. You're a deal maker, man. That's
right.
What was that guy's name?
Oh, Richard Marks.
Marks. Richard. Yeah. Richard Marks. Oh, all right. Thanks, man.
All right,
that's awesome. All right, buddy. Take care. All right. Outpost, you still want on? I'm getting ready to get off here in a second, so it'll be a short one here. Let me get the invite. Put you over here. It's on Discord. It's on the general. Are you in Discord? Aren't you? Yeah, I see you up there. All right, I put that up. Nerd, if you want on, but I've got to get going here in a second. So, what do y'all think? I think Volstorm nailed it. What he's seen it from, he's paid a lot more attention to this case than I've paid attention to. It's odious. Yes, yeah, that is, Jules. That's how it's spelled. Yeah, I'm gonna look up all that stuff if I have time, guys. This will I appreciate you guys dropping stuff in chat and dropping stuff, Discord stuff, because I just, man, my time is just going. It's like ever since the 12-hour stream, it hasn't stopped. All right, see here, nerd, what's up?
Dude, we saw a slaughter today.
It absolutely was.
It was. I agree with Barnes wholeheartedly. This was personal. This was a personal thing that Camilla had against her.
Well, that's what Legal Vices said.
Yeah, Legal Vices. I'm sorry. Legal Vices, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, she's not being lawyerly. She's being like vendetta.
She was going at her harder than a Tommy gun. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. And knowing that she was in England for that, I mean, I had no idea. This has been stewing for a long time. This is, for her, she probably sees this as the breakout moment, because after this is over, she's going to be doing the tours. You know, she's, I don't know if she'll get a book deal, just because, how the Amber group will be. But if she gets a book, that's all she's looking for. She wants to make a couple $1 million off. Well, God, man, she's probably charging a couple $1 million. But she's out after this. She could be on TV being a talking head from now on.
Oh, yeah. I don't, talking about Amber Heard's side, I don't see very many people on her side anymore.
No,
I saw more at the start, and then slowly as the story's been coming out, I've seen specifically on Twitter, just more and more people on Johnny's side.
Well, you saw where Grimm, he found all the he found the bots. He found the code for the bots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Grimm was actually part of that. And so he found that stuff and was showed it. It's an unbelievable thread. It's above my head, and again, right now I don't have time for anything. It sucks. Matter of fact, I got to jump off here and.
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and give for a few minutes to give my opinion.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you're here. I had a filling fallout during the 12-hour chat, and I still haven't called a dentist to have that redone. I'm like, that's bad. I mean, that just sucks. I'm hurting myself at this point. But
talking, you and Volstorm were talking about who's going to do closing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm torn between the main guy and Camille, because you don't want. I kind of agree. You don't want Camille going up too many times, seeing like she's piling up, just jumping on. Hey, Tennessee, jumping on Amber just nonstop. But you also don't want. Is that Marks, the head guy?
No, Marks was the older dude. I mean, the only reason I say older dude is because he said he's been doing this for 50 years. He was the deal maker.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking, what is the head attorney for?
I don't know.
But you don't want
the handler.
Yeah, the head guy, the guy sitting beside John. You don't want him going up and going too hard to make it think, oh, this is just another guy beating up on a woman.
Well, see, that's the problem I think you have with Camille doing it, because it'll be just piling on. But here's the thing. If you're right, you're right, and if you always stick with the facts and you believe in what you're saying, then you just go with that. Okay, stop worrying about what other people may think, and just continue to be yourself, and that's how you win. That's how I'm going with that. They need to just, whoever's the best at doing closing, then they let them have it. And like I said, the guy, whatever his name is, he's sitting there next to Johnny. I mean, that guy, he's a moneymaker. That's the reason why he's up there. He's done all this stuff. He knows it better than anybody else in the firm. And he also knows whether or not he should be doing it or somebody else. So, but it's just speculation. It doesn't matter. I don't know. The thing you should be talking about is, no matter who it is how do they save Amber Heard at this point?
I don't see. The only way I see her working is I was listening to
No, I mean
cable.
in the trial. How do her attorneys save
No,
her?
there's no way now.
Well,
I don't. You
see,
know,
that's just it. Is that it's either, and they may not approve the defamation. I mean, that's a really high hurdle.
You were reading the Virginia state defamation stuff a minute ago, but you got to also take into consideration, and this is what I don't know if you followed the Vic Mignogna case that Ricardo.
No.
He was suing for defamation and tortious interference. The judge, and he did this wrong. All he did was look around and see everyone in the as there were so many people in the courtroom. He looked around and says, "Oh, Vic must be a public figure."
Yeah.
So defamation doesn't apply here.
Yeah, well, he is a public figure. He's more public than you and I are.
Well, you go at it, and that's what.
And I'll tell you this one. What if? Okay, I am not a public figure. But yet I am putting myself out there in the public. Who's
and
to
that's
say
what
that
that's the
I'm
argument
not
Vic's team was made and was not able to make. Was it? If you go up to a random person on the street, say, "Hey, do you know who Vic Mignogna is?" They will say probably 9 times out of 10, no. Vic is a very niche celebrity,
dude. Think about like where you live. All right, whoever your congressman is, I don't know that. I don't know any congressman from Florida, right? So and there's only 435 in the whole country. There's only 30, something like that in Florida. I don't know a single one of them. And those people are public figures. They are very, very public figures.
I don't even know what they are.
Yeah, see? Think about that. But yet that person for defamation purposes is a public figure. That's the key to it. It's not about asking the average person. It's about whether or not you put yourself out there as a public figure. And so like
yes.
And I'm sorry, go on.
I agree with that. But
well, I mean, it's the way it is. I mean, it's not to disagree. It's just this is how the defamation. That's why it's so tricky. Like I bet you 99% of defamation cases always go in the favor of the defendant. That's a huge hurdle. When was the defamation? I'll tell you what, just do a search. When we get off here, do a search and try to find a defamation case that somebody won. And if you want to know the landmark case for defamation, look at New York Times v. Sullivan. And it goes from there, man. There's just, people don't win defamation cases. They're more, you win on a local small level, more because of people are afraid of litigation, but in these big cases like this, man, it's hard. It's really hard. He's more likely to recover damages from a lost fingertip, but even that though, man, that's in marriage, right? So a marriage has different protections. I know it's weird. I know it's weird to think that
these are the hurdles. Yeah, I agree. These are the hurdles Johnny's gonna have to jump over. But I also think, even if he does not win, he's won in the more important court, the court of public opinion.
Yeah, the public opinion, and that's all we can speculate on. I don't know if try to find the jury instructions for tomorrow. The jury instructions will be God, we have to get up early. Jury instructions will tell everything about how the case will go, because the judge will say, "Look, this is what you're going to be talking about when you go back in there, and you try to figure out." And it lays out the law and will explain what it is. And the jury instructions are agreed to by both sides. And so you might be sitting here going, like, when you hear the jury instructions, you may just go, when was that talked about?
Oh yeah,
what is that part? It's war. Litigation is war, and war is hell. So that's it. But
I'd say we're gonna have an interesting weekend.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a fun weekend, man. It's Memorial Day. I have a great time. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, it's been
if you
raining.
have an opportunity, drive through a veteran cemetery.
It's been raining here nonstop, so.
It's starting to rain here, so rain's just another awesome thing. You gotta turn around and like it, grab it by the
I think-
horns.
But I'll let you go. But I just want to say this: I don't think this case was about Johnny winning anything. This case was pure and simple him wanting to get his story out.
Well, if he does, he wins that.
Yeah, so I think he's won already.
Well, I hope so. I really like him. And I'll tell you something else is I'm surprised they haven't even gone to this as a defense. Is that if she has a mental condition?
Mhm.
I mean, you married into it. You know, you accepted it. I would toss that out if I was in Amber Heard's attorney's firm.
Yeah,
I would toss it out.
I dated someone who had multiple personality disorders. She was diagnosed with 6 different personalities.
And you know what the problem is with that? You did that.
Yeah,
that's stupid, man. Dude, they gotta get a hold of that. I'm sorry. I don't have time for it. That's the problem, and I feel sorry for people that have these issues. But man, dude, it's they end up living normal lives and have great relationships and stuff. But that's something that they've got to be willing to grab a hold of.
Yeah,
you don't want to be part of that.
My ex, she's gotten a hold of it, which is good for her. I'm glad for her, but it's a little too late for us.
Yeah, well, it's an ex, dude. So, their exes are dead to me. So, anyway, well, listen, man. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for
have a good
on.
rest of your day. I got to figure out.
Go
what
get
my
your
day
teeth
is
looked
now.
at.
I've got to make that call, man. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, go do it.
I forget all the time. But anyway, listen. Till next time, everybody, be good to each other. Don't be Amber Heard. If you have the opportunity to not be Amber Heard, don't be Amber Heard.
Great advice.
Yeah, I mean, nobody. There's nothing nefarious out there. There's no boogeyman out to get you. Just chill out, relax, have a good time, and as always, y'all. Till next time, Godspeed. Thanks, nerd.